Gay and Lesbian Pride Month is celebrated each year in June, and the last Sunday in June is celebrated as Gay Pride Day. This month is meant to recognize the impact gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender individuals have had on the world. This week on Hot Seat, we have with us Rozanne Flemar Caldera, the Executive Director of Equal Grounds, a non-profit organization seeking human and political rights for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex and questioning community in Sri Lanka. Welcome to the program, Rozanne. Let me start by asking you, how is the gay and lesbian community in Sri Lanka seen, considering that the country has a lot of respect for its traditions and culture?
Well, unfortunately, not in a very positive light, and that's mainly because I think that over 100 years ago, the British brought in these old Victorian laws which criminalized homosexuality, and these old Christian values, or even new Christian values, and most religious values at this moment in time, basically, vilify homosexuality as being something nasty, something bad, against the Quran, against the Bible, against this and that. However, I think that is a debate which rages even now, because we as a gay community don't feel that the Bible or the Quran vilifies us. We feel that the text is taken out of context and twisted to serve people's agendas. And at the end of the day, if you're looking at any kind of religion, religion preaches tolerance and love, acceptance. God is supposed to be all loving, all caring. I highly doubt that God is going to say, nasty, they're homosexual, kill them, or imprison them. I think at the end of the day, it's up to God to judge, not for people to, basically foist their own beliefs or their fears on other people.
When you addressed the Pride fashion show held in Colombo, you said that it's time that Sri Lanka emulated India and that the gay and lesbian community should be given equal rights. What kind of equal rights are you talking about?
The same rights as a heterosexual person enjoys. In other words, is it a criminal offense for heterosexuals to have sex? It's not. It's not a criminal offense for them to have dependents. It's not a criminal offense for them to be married or adopt children, be on somebody's health insurance as a beneficiary, or any of these things. When you say equal rights, it's about everybody having the same rights as everybody else. We're not saying, we need gay marriage and all of that. Marriage is an institute which is basically a religious thing. And obviously, since I just told you about how religions view homosexuality, it's up to them whether they're going to decide whether they're going to change, their religious outlook to fit, human rights agendas of this day and age. But it's up to the state, actually, to safeguard every single citizen, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, regardless of their ethnicity or religious belief. The state should not interfere in private lives. But unfortunately, the British brought these laws, and so we're stuck with them. So I think it's high time, these things were changed.
Do you think Sri Lanka is ready for that change?
It should be ready. Because human rights is not a negotiable thing. Human rights is something that every citizen of this country should enjoy, regardless of who they are. You can't say, okay, you are a Sinhalese person, so you deserve these rights, and you're a Tamil person, you deserve those rights, you're a heterosexual person, you deserve those rights, but homosexuals, you can't get these rights. You can't do that if you're living in a country that is a democracy. And Sri Lanka is a democracy, so we need to be able to have equal rights across the board for everybody. We're not asking for special rights. We are asking for LGBT people, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people, that they're granted the ability to access the rights that are due them as human beings.
Have you encountered incidents of discrimination personally?
One of the most, I think, being a woman in this country is tough enough. I'm always thought to be a foreigner. So they feel that I'm coming with all these, convoluted ideas, trying to change people's, way of thinking. But I'm a burgher. I'm one of the minorities in this country. And at the same time, I don't feel comfortable living in this country, even though I live here, because it's my country. Where else should I go? But I don't feel comfortable sometimes living here because of my sexuality, because of my of being a woman, and also because of my ethnic minority. You know, we don't really have very much choices sometimes.
Tell us about Equal Grounds, who founded it, and how did the organization come about?
Well, Equal Ground actually was founded in 2004, and it was because at that time we felt that there was a pressing need to have a mixed organization of lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgenders, and also heterosexual people. We are probably the only organization in all of Asia that is mixed to the extent that we have heterosexual members as well. We feel very, very strongly that we must lead by example. So in everything we do, we are equal opportunity. Our board of trustees, our staff consists of all ethnic backgrounds, all sexual orientation and gender identity backgrounds. We have a gender balance program in our office so that there's an equal amount of females as well as males and transgenders. We carry that throughout our programs, throughout all the work that we do. We do not discriminate against people because they're poor or because their caste is different or class is different. Everybody who walks into our office is treated the same. VIP treatment for everybody.
Has your organization faced any threats or abuse, considering that they openly speak of being gay or lesbian is sensitive in our society?
We have faced a lot of threats. For example, last year we were being threatened by a Muslim extremist group operating in the East Coast, and also I think they have their main branch in Mavanella or someplace. They felt that we were polluting Muslim minds and spreading homosexuality in Sri Lanka. They also accused us of being Jewish and having a Zionist agenda. This is just to raise fears, and actually people will believe them because, they are not hearing our side of the story. They only hear that side of the story. And it's pretty amazing that even moderate Muslims are beginning to, think that this is exactly what we're doing, like we're spreading homosexuality. I mean, that's the biggest pile of horse dung I have heard in a long time, because as you know, you can't spread anything called homosexuality. I mean, it's not a disease. It's something that you are or you're not. If we were able to spread homosexuality, by this time the entire world would be gay and we'd be living very happily without having all these issues. So, and of course we get threats all the time on our blog, on our website, by email, telephone calls, especially after Rainbow Runway and the Daily Mirror, I believe, printed this article that first went in the internet, on the internet, and then it was published. So there was a lot of comments that were very, very hate-filled comments, and we started getting emails, calling us all kinds of names and saying that we are basically, trying to prey on young people and turn this country into something that it's not. And I mean, homosexuality has been in this country for as long as time exists, It's not something new. It is the laws that are Western imports, not homosexuality. We feel also that we are doing our work properly and we are actually reaching people if we are getting threatened and we are getting negative, comments and stuff like that. When that happens, you know that you're doing something good, because people are beginning to listen and they're getting scared that, because you're doing something good, that, changes will come. And as you know, in this country, to make change is very difficult because people protest against change a lot. They don't like change. I think any human being has a hard time coping or dealing with change, and some can deal with it better than the others, but by and large, we are a society that, change comes slowly too, because we resist change.
Tell us about a personal life. Are you married?
Well, let's say that my personal life should remain personal. But all I can say is that when I was around 18 and I was struggling with my sexuality, I had the opportunity to go and live in the States, and that was probably the best thing that ever happened in my life, because it opened my eyes to a lot of things. It made me the person that I am today. Some might say I'm very aggressive or I'm very hard or whatever, but one needs to be aggressive and one needs to be